Hey friends, it's Ace and we are back with another video. Today we are going to do my top 5 stitches so far as a beginner crochet, and some of them are exactly what you probably expect as a beginning crocheter. They're the foundation for what we do to do some more larger complicated patterns. And so of course we're going to cover single crochet and double crochet, but I'm going to cover the extended half double crochet because that is my new favorite stitch as well. And then I'm going to cover the linen crochet and the griddle crochet stitch. They provide a lot of visual texture to your patterns, and that's kind of why I've kind of gravitated towards all of those in some of the works that I've been doing as a beginner crochet. What you'll notice in crochet is that for the most part, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet are your basis for everything you do. There's also slip stitch and some others, but for the most part, those are the basis of what makes up some of those more complicated stitches that you see in crochet. And so that's why I kind of gravitated towards some of those to start, but then some more that kind of build upon the single and double crochet. So let's get into the video and check out those stitches. So we've got Punky here with us doing this. So if you see her little paws, that's why. So the first stitch we're gonna go through is pretty obvious. It's a single crochet, and it's the first stitch you're gonna learn in crochet, and it's really easy to do. The first thing you're gonna do is create a slip knot for your hook, and you put it on your hook, and then you can chain any length of chain. I'm going to chain 11. I do have other visitors with me, so if you hear little bells, that's why. So I have 11 on 11 chains, and I'm going to go through the second chain on the hook. So that's 1, this is 2. You're going to insert your yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's repeat that. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, insert, yarn over, pull up, pull yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to repeat this through the end. At the last stitch and pull through. Okay, so that is 1 row of single crochets. Put our hook back in. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So we're going to go into this first stitch and continue single crochets through. Here we have 2 rows of single crochet. I'm going to continue this swatch until we get a few more rows that you can see the full swatch of single crochets. This is our single crochet swatch, and I used a number 5 bulky weight yarn. It's the Hue and Me from Lion Brand. As you can see, it's a pretty dense fabric. It's going to use a lot of yarn, and so you're not going to get quite as much drape with this. It's really dense. I did use a bigger hook than it this yarn calls for. This yarn calls for 6.5. I used a 7, but that is the single crochet. So that is one of the first stitches that I'm loving as a beginning crocheter. It's going to be in your toolkit all the time. I also find that this can be draping a little bit more, just depending on the type of yarn you're using. I'm using a very thick yarn just for demonstration purposes. But if you were to use a fingering weight yarn, then you will have a much better drape to this, but definitely dense. So here we are with our starting chain. This time we're going to do the double crochet. I have 13 on this chain. So the first thing you're going to do is yarn over and then go through the 4th chain on the hook. I messed up here. It should be the 4th chain, not the 3rd chain. So you're going to go through the 4th chain through the hook. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 1. See that there's 3 hoops on the hook. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Let's repeat that. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do that again. Yarn over, insert, pull up, the yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's repeat that through the end, and I will meet you at the last stitch. So that is one row of double crochets on our hook. So when I yarned over and did the chain 3, I messed up and I shouldn't have gone through that first stitch. You'll notice that in a lot of double crochet work, that first stitch is actually skipped because the chain 3 counts as the double crochet. I actually don't normally like doing chain 3. I have another method that I'll show in a future video about how you can achieve it, and then it allows you to do a chainless turn because it makes your edges a lot more even. I don't like the way that chains work, but you'll notice at the end that my swatch is a little wonky because it ends up making it a little bit wider. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer out, but here I am finishing out the row for you on the double crochets. So that is 2 on double crochet rows. Let's keep going and I will meet you at the end of this swatch. So here is our double crochet. I definitely added a stitch. This is why you count your stitches, guys, but you get the same effect. So this is a double crochet swatch. You can see it's a lot more breathable. It's still a pretty stiff swatch, but it's definitely got a little more flexibility to it than the single crochet. The reason I really like the double crochet and why it's really like a default for me is it's really fast to work up. So when you're working up something, especially if you just kind of want to do a blanket and see, I should have skipped a stitch. So mental note, skip the stitch, if you're gonna chain. It is definitely one that you're gonna get used to using as a new crocheter, or it's one that I've gotten used to using in my crochet arsenal. So here we start again with our starting chain, and we're gonna do a twist on a half double crochet. So instead of a traditional half double crochet, normally you would yarn over, go through, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. Instead of that, so you would yarn over, and then go through all 3. So instead of doing that, we're going to, this has actually been one of my new favorite stitches. We are going to yarn over, put it in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. Let's repeat that. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first, yarn over, pull through all 3. Let's keep repeating that. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, through 1, yarn over, through 2. So let's keep repeating that through the end of the row. One row of half double crochets extended, so it gives a lot more height to the half double crochet. So here I am doing the second row of the half double crochet. I chained 2 and I yarned over and insert my hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. And so I repeat that through the end of that second row, and I will meet you guys back here at the end of the swatch so we can see what the full swatch looks like. So this is the extended half double crochet. I'll make a couple rows of the half double crochet to show you guys. I think it's definitely a better swatch on thinner yarn, but I did want to show you guys for size on the thicker yarn just so it's easier to follow. What I really like about this is this, the extended part almost gives it that knit look, like a knit stitch. And so I really like that. It's a little bit thinner than their half double crochet. And it also helps with like not as many holes in, say, like your double crochet. So that's how it looks and feels. I'll do a couple rows of half doubles so that way you can see the difference between the half double, extended half double, and the half double crochet. So you can definitely see the slight difference between up here with the half double crochets here, where the extended half double crochets down here. It just gives just a little bit more height to the stitch, and a little bit more visual appearance. It also creates kind of this ridging, which creates a really nice detail, and one of the reasons why I like the extended half double crochet. So this is the half double crochet. and this is the extended half double crochet. The extended half double crochet is definitely a stitch worth trying and adding to your arsenal. It gives a lot of great definition in your pattern versus just the half double crochet. So that has been one of my favorite stitches as of late. So the next stitch we're gonna do is the linen stitch. And I really love this for some color work and like stripey color work, especially if you're changing every other row, because then you'll really get to see the stitch definition. So right here I have a chain of 10, and I'm going to go into the second chain and do a single crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through 2 after I yarned over, and then I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to do the same thing, single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, repeat, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, insert, pull over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, repeat, chain 1, skip 1, insert, chain 1 more time, and that gets me to the end of my row. So I'm gonna chain 1 and turn my work. Okay, and then instead of going into the first one, I'm gonna skip it and then go into this space. So I'm gonna single crochet into that space, and then I'm gonna chain 1, skip 1, and back into the chain 1 space from the previous row, and repeat. And that is 2. Okay, we're gonna chain 1 and repeat again. Remember to okay, so this is the linen stitch swatch. And so what's really cool about this, it's harder to tell with the same color, but these kind of, when these are different colors, it's really easy to tell. And it's just a really visually more interesting pattern than just like a single crochet. And so it's definitely worth trying out. I've done the linen stitch on the Bradley Afghan from TL Yarn Crafts, and I really, really like it. So the next stitch we're going to do is the Griddle Stitch, and I'm starting with an odd number of chains on my chain. So I have 11 here. The first thing we're going to do is to single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then we're going to double crochet, and we're going to alternate singles and doubles until we get to the end. So I'm going to chain 1, and since that was a double, we're going to put a single into it, and then a double, and then a single into the double, and then a double to the single, and then a single into the double, and then a double into the single, and on and on. So this is the Griddle Stitch. Again, it just gives you a bit of a more texture and variation to your pattern, and so that's why I love it. And it's same really easy single and double crochets, and so definitely worth trying. That is my 5th and final. So friends, what did you think about today's video? Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload twice a week on Sundays and Wednesdays as much as possible. And I am doing things like yarn hauls, yarn reviews, crochet gadget reviews. I'm reviewing the yarn in my stash, and I'm just taking you along on my beginner yarn journey. We've done some yarn dyeing and we've had all sorts of fun on the channel. And so I really hope that you'll come along with us on this journey. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye now.